It's a long story how it all began, but I'll skip that. But that excited me a lot. And I jumped into conclusions far bigger than what I do in this village. One of them I was screaming out all the time. I still do. Poverty is not created by poor people. That's a big lesson I learned. Seeing these women that I work with, they're as good human beings as anybody else, but they're extremely poor. Why does it happen? So my conclusion was, it's not her fault that she's poor. It's a fault of the system that we built. When I say that it's a system is responsible for creating this, automatically I blame myself because I'm a teacher. I teach in the university. I teach economics. I'm one of those people who are behind the system, who build the system, promote the system, pass on the system to next generation. And that system is responsible for this. Each individual has the capacity not only to take care of himself or herself, take care of the whole world. That's what the human being is all about. But because of the way we taught ourselves, we look at them differently. And as a result, this is what happens. So I wanted to find out where we did the wrong things for which they have to suffer. We are the guilty people. So we want to correct the system, correct the situation. We have to correct the system. So it's not something that you do with the person, you do with the people who are building the system. Because that's what they went wrong. Created the wrong world. Ever since, I was questioning the system so that I can make it straight, which worked for them. So that's the way story that my life, chapter after chapter, is built. And I was trying to communicate with people that, look, this is the right one. Or one of the right ones. You may have 101 of them yourself, but definitely not the one that we promote to our conventional learning process. So that's the story. I'll stop here and then wait for your question. Thank you.
Beginning, as you say, and it is, for me, a great privilege to have you in conversation here at Asia Society. And all the more the reason because this is my final public act as Asia Society's president, and to be able to see it with you, Dr. Yunus, is all the more an honor. You are such a well-known figure, a widely admired figure on the development side of the global agenda. And you know, this week is the UN week here in New York, and you've been a steady, most noticed, most greatly in demand leader of all the leaders that gather here for this week. And as UN celebrates its 80th, I don't know how many times have you been here to celebrate and take part in the UNGA High Level Week, but coming back this year as chief advisor of Bangladesh, of the interim government, with all the experience that you have in the current role, as well as your previous many different roles, what is your general impression of where the UN is? What are the expectations? What are the challenges?
First of all, it's not just the UN. I think the world as a whole is in a big crisis. And UN has demonstrated in its 80th year that it's incapable of handling that. So that's the crisis. We have no institution who can handle the crisis that we have created ourselves. We have to reinvent institutions and we look at things so that we come to the right way of pursuing our life and how we design our society and the world itself. So I would say that this 80th birthday of a great institution, United Nations, is a time for big waking up call for all of us.
Doctor, and I think a key part of that effort has to really look at the young generation. And I think this is particularly relevant looking at Bangladesh because it was that youthful drive, that unfulfilled expectation and aspiration of the youthful generation that led to the fall of the establishment political leadership in your country, that led to this interim period, and the expectation placed on you to meet the aspirations of the young generation. I think, and that is the same here at the global UN level, but also at national levels. And we see this, breaking out in many different countries in the region. And Bangladesh sort of started the trend. How do you respond to that frustration and unfulfilled expectations of the youth?
Yeah, you bring me to another subject completely, which is again my favorite subject. And I keep talking without any proof or anything. I keep saying that. That's what I do. I don't wait for proof.
It's wisdom when you say it.
I don't know what it is. I particularly tell the young people, look, you are the young people, young generation, it's a new generation. But you are not the same young generation of previous generations. You are completely different. We call you young people, but actually you are not quite human being. You are superhuman being. You don't realize it, but that's what you are. No other generation in human history, young generation, was as powerful as you are. And I repeat that 1,000 times. I believe in it. So you look like human being, but you are way different than human being that we used to know about. Not because you are smarter than other generations of young people. One particular thing makes you super powerful: technology. You are not the same young people ever born in this planet. So by looking at each other and reading stuff written before, you start thinking that you are same old young people. You are not. First realize that you are not, because by conversations with your parents, with your sisters, about brothers, or your siblings, you still behave like older, previous generations of young people. And you forget that you are different. You never probably really realize that you are different. I think you're really genie, but look like human being. You have the power. And if you feel that you're a genie, suddenly you realize that you can do anything you want. You have that power. No other generation had that power. Because we treat them just like another generation. Same school, same agenda, same teaching materials, but they are different. So this is what the global thing is all about. Mismatch. The young generation is so different. We are treating them just like other generations. We are having genie in our hand, but treating them as human babies, human young people. So the sooner we realize and they start realizing, the moment they start realizing, disturbances happen.